exciting Sunday. I've had a great weekend, first off, of just sports in general. Today was one of the most, like, I don't remember a March like this in a while, where I had U.S. men's national team played at noon today. Vol baseball ended up doubleheader, I guess is kind of what you'd call it. Had to finish out a game that ended in a rain delay on Saturday night, which it ended in exciting fashion. Don't worry, we'll talk all about it. Then we had March Madness Sweet 16 games finishing up. We're actually, still watching one of those games right now, but it's just been a great day of sports. I don't remember one of these in a while.
Yeah, and then Florida gets swept in baseball, and then by South Carolina, and then Alabama's down by 9 right now, right before the end of the first half. So yeah, it's been good. Even though I bet on Alabama, I'll take it. It's a win-win for me.
That's one of those losses you are totally fine with. You're not worried about it at all. Right. It's been a great sports day, like I said, though. I didn't realize Florida got swept. They completed the sweep. That's good. That's good news. I like to hear that. We are going to talk about some of spring football's notes, a little spring practice report. It's underway. Coaches have met with media. Players have met with the media. There's a lot of energy around the program right now, which is, it's easy to do with transition, but it's also hard to do with the state of the program. And we'll definitely get into that. Also talk about some of the negatives. We'll do kind of what we've been doing with ranking some of these players going into the 2021 season. Again, a lot of energy around the program. I'm pretty excited for the direction. That doesn't mean it's definitely going to work out or anything, but an exciting direction the Vols are headed. Speaking of great directions, Tennessee with the sweep over LSU. Just to get the series win is big. We talked about what it's really going to be like for Tennessee in a tough Southeastern Conference. That's an exciting victory. I can't wait to really get into that. Also because it was fun to see LSU just pissed off for pretty much 3 days straight. That was awesome. Sorry.
Yeah, like 0-4 in challenges.
Yeah, they won one. They got the one that went off the batter's wrist. They got
there you go. Yeah.
They did get that one.
Like he had to show a mark on his wrist. He's like, yeah, it did hit me.
And it still went to camera. They still went to the headsets. Then we'll talk about, like I said, March Madness. I've enjoyed the Sweet 16 games outside the fact that no overs hit. That's sucked. Big over guy over here.
Yeah, life's too short to bet the under.
Exactly. If you got questions, drop them in the chat throughout the show. We'll get to them. If we don't get to them right away, trust me, we will get to them. I promise. Stay with me. We're excited to talk all about Tennessee athletics. I might have to – I know Landon brought the prop. I might have to go get a prop of my own, though. That's how excited I am.
There you go. Yeah.
And then, of course, our segments. Yes, let's do it. Landon's going to tell you guys about some of our sponsors before we get this show going. Also, tell us where you're listening from. All across the world.
Love to hear the geography. Go check out our sponsors, Tennessee Tap House, Hound Dogs, and Blue Water Climate Control. Also go check out our sponsor, Volunteer Roadshow. Do a great job of making this show possible. So go check all of them out. You can follow both of us on Twitter. And I think that's it. I'm ready.
Let's get it.
It's been a good weekend.
The greatest intro in the Southeast. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Balls are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
Woo-hoo! I love it, baby.
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins. Got it by Tennessee to one Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Everybody for you, them 6 men.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, March 28th. Guys, it is an exciting time on Rocky Top. I feel like Tennessee fans deserve this. I know the legends of Lindsey Nelson deserve this. Tennessee baseball is rolling right now. I don't think there's any other way to put it. I kind of mad at Landon, feel like, when I said, hey, what are we talking about tonight? And he sent me an entire outline, and it wasn't just filled with fall baseball. I was a little upset. I won't lie. I was a little upset. But we'll get to it. I promise. I'm excited. Hey, you all just got to hang on to the show a little bit longer. Landon's trying to reel you in. He's fishing out here.
Yeah. You got to wait for the good stuff. You've had a full day filled of Tennessee baseball and walk-offs and things like that. I was trying to mix it up a little bit.
I love it.
We're going to get to it.
Of course. We will get to it. First, we're talking spring practice report. That's kind of what's, I know like that's always going to kind of be king, and that's just kind of part of it. Baseball, though, is it going to be first off, is Tennessee the next SEC baseball program?
They're coming for the throne. Whether that's in Tennessee's hearts, because I do think we're a baseball school, especially right now. Or is it just the SEC baseball, like you mentioned? I think Tennessee is definitely on the rise. You kind of saw it this weekend going against LSU. I'm kind of just going for it. Now I didn't fill it up with Vol baseball, but I'm kind of just going for it.
I like it.
But a historic program like LSU and to finally get a sweep, not even a win. A win was nice on Friday night. That was the first. We were 0-8 against them in the last 8 games. So to get a win against them, get the sweep, the second sweep in Tennessee baseball history over LSU was huge.
Yeah, and done in exciting fashion too. And Tony Vitello even mentioned how impressive the crowd was. With how, if you watched on TV, which I watched all 3 games on TV, I couldn't be there unfortunately. The crowd, like you could have fooled me. You could have been like, Lindsey Nelson was completely full this week, and I would have believed you. It was a pretty rowdy crowd.
Yeah, the atmosphere is great. And, I went Friday night, and me and my dad were on the way back, and I was just like, we started going when Serrano was the coach, and nothing against Serrano or anything like that, but like the atmosphere, even with the limited capacity that you have now, it's still rowdier than that ever was.
Right. Hey, one thing too, I think that helps it. That's probably a little like underrated in the sense, you mentioned coaches. Tony Vitello's kind of got that attitude. Like the team carries his attitude, and it kind of like that. We're the bullies, not the bullied, and I think the fans are kind of feeding off that energy a little bit too.
Yeah, this team is kind of formed just like their head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Just passionate. Gutsy, fiery, however you want to describe it. This team's got guts. Tough, definitely tough. This team has guts. And if you want to say balls, they got balls too. And they're mad at them because they're hitting it all over the place.
Right. Again, though, we'll get into fall baseball later on in the show. Don't worry, we've got a pretty good section of it dedicated to it. So stick with us. Let's talk spring practice though. That started this week a little bit later than originally planned due to some COVID situations there. But it is finally underway, and it's it's kind of tough to like be excited about spring practice, but new coach, new staff, new players, that'll kind of naturally bring some energy. So that's been uplifting in that sense. And I think that's gone a long way to get Tennessee fans excited. But yeah, I think, I feel hopeful now that, even more so now that they're on the field. And it's good to see that. I think the biggest thing right now is it's good to see the guys having fun. And I'm not like sitting here saying they didn't have fun under Jeremy Pruitt, because I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know. But it is being shown that they're having fun. And I can tell you that they are having fun right now for sure. Whereas I'm not like, oh, they were miserable being held against their wills against Jeremy Pruitt. I have no idea. But they're having fun right now.
Yeah, I think with Jeremy Pruitt, that like his demeanor was kind of like, I need to fix my current roster instead of, fixing it like from the roster that you have. He wanted to get more guys. Like he spent all of his time recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
And I like kind of Josh Heupel's approach. It seems to, he's going to, for one, this is probably the most talent he's had as a head coach. So I'm sure he's excited about that. But he just seems to be, focused on, the players having a good time, the players learning the system. it just seems like both sides are really excited and not just like Jeremy Pruitt's coming in trying to recruit over me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where that stands as far as, I mean, yeah, definitely a different mentality that Jeremy Pruitt took in terms of, yeah, there was a ton of focus on recruiting. And before he left, he was able to put together a pretty good class, that was there supposed to come in. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know what that, means for I don't know what that means, honestly, but in terms of having fun. But it's good to see them obviously having a good time. As far as football goes, all we know is kind of what the coaches have said. There's not anything else to really go off of. I think the most interesting comment for me is kind of like Jalen Hyatt, because I think you saw a ton of Golish that made the mention that he's still a young pup learning, and I think that's pretty interesting because he had some moments that he balled out. Like you saw sparks of some really good stuff, and so if they're able to kind of harness that and get him from a young pup to a dog, I think that's really, really positive, and it makes me really hopeful for, some of the talent on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and he kind of mentioned a lot of those, I guess they're sophomore or redshirt freshmen, wide receivers, whatever they are, guys in that 2020 class. 2020, did I give it like 3 20s?
Yeah, there were a lot of 20s in there.
Man, 2020 class. Those freshman wide receivers last year that, we saw Jalen Hyatt, but we didn't really see, Jimmy Holiday, Jimmy Callaway, and Malachi Wadman. But Golish kind of mentioned all those guys and, how they are still learning and how they're learning from Bayless Jones Jr. And, I think this program is going to this should be wide receiver U. Because that's probably the most talent we have on this team is at wide receiver.
I mean, just looking at the past, but yeah, definitely going into this season, it's going to be almost like a necessity. Like you're really going to need to lean on that. I thought last year you could have leaned on that unit if you just found more creative ways and better ways to get the ball in their hands,
or just put them on the field would be helpful too.
Or just getting them on the field definitely would have been nice. But I think, I agree. Could have leaned on that position group. You didn't, and you had a ton of talent there, and you just weren't able to utilize them. I hope that, and this offensive staff should have no problems utilizing, like with any quarterback that they have, should have a problem utilizing that group.
So a couple of things I want to mention. We saw the roster, and obviously there's no Henry To'oTo'o, Kavaris Crouch, but there was one that really surprised me, and that was Sean Schamberger. Not really because of, maybe he wants a new scenery and I get that, whatever. But he wasn't a Jeremy Pruitt recruit. So that's why it kind of was weird to me that he was just, looking elsewhere, I guess.
And maybe that played into it. You mentioned kind of weird, but also this would be his second coaching change.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, maybe he just wanted to change the scenery. I don't know what the issue with that was, but, you would think that he would – I don't know. I really don't know. I thought he would be a focal point in that defense.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I was pretty excited for Sean Schamberger too. I thought, he was – I mean, he's definitely – he's going to be one of your older guys. That bare minimum, he's got some – seniority there. But I mean, I thought he played well too. And it's definitely a lot. I think the whole defense, honestly, a lot of question marks. So I thought it provided some sense of comfort, I guess is the right word. At least took maybe one question out of the equation. And now with him leaving, not that there's not talent there. You've got some guys that could play. But yeah, you definitely would have rather had someone that you seen get some significant playing time rather than not.
Right. And then you have D Beckwith is still running back. Are you surprised by
that? Yes and no. Yes, I'll start with no. No, I'm not surprised because that position group lost everybody that has experience, at least at the University of Tennessee. So outside of Jabari Smalls, who had 10 carries last year.
If that.
If that, yeah. D. Beckwith had what, two for like 17 yards, like piece. So no, I mean, I think they're going to probably try to find someone there that can do it, and that if Ty Chandler or Eric Gray were here, I could probably see D. Beckwith maybe looking, them trying to find a place to get him on the field. And then I'll kind of go to why I am a little bit surprised. I think D. Beckwith could be a really, really good tight end in Josh Heupel's system. And so like if he gets moved there, I won't be shocked.
Yeah, there is like 4 running backs out of that 2020 class, with Jabari Small, T. Hodge, Laneith Whitehead, D. Beckwith. So I don't think all of them stay there, but I'm kind of with you. If there was one to leave, it would probably be D. Beckwith. Probably Laneith Whitehead would probably be my first, but I mean, a guy that you're going to utilize in your offense would probably be D. Beckwith because you're so thin at tight end. And I don't know, like there's not like in this offense, I don't see Austin Pope being a focal point. Not saying he can't. It just doesn't seem like a great fit.
Right.
But, I think D. Beckwith would fit that mold a little bit better than Austin Pope. But who knows? Alex Golesh said that he was really impressed with Austin Pope as a tight end. So, maybe he can.
Yeah, and maybe that keeps D. Beckwith from moving, moving there. You've also got some other tight end options. It's not like Austin Pope and that's it. There's some other guys there that have a little bit of experience. Jacob Warren, he met with the media, didn't he? So, I mean, and then he's older, and he actually made some catches at the end of last year for some reason. I'll never figure out the play calling at the end of the season or during the season ever. But, yeah, I mean, I think there's some – so that could keep D. Beckwith at running back longer. But I think, too, like, I mean, you have Jabari Small, Tyon Evans. But, I mean, Tyon Evans has only been with the team since January. So, that's – he's not going to necessarily get more touches than D. Beckwith right now in practice, who was at running back and on the team last year, even though it's a new staff. And
Tyon Evans comes in and he's going to be the oldest player there at that position, which is crazy. But he comes in as a JUCO transfer, and like you said, you lost pretty much everybody that had any kind of experience, and you're left with a bunch of sophomores, pretty much,
right,
and freshmen.
Right. I think that could be like one of the more underrated groups though on the team. I think there's a lot of talent there. And then I think judging by Josh Heupel's track record with running backs, I think like they can be utilized in so many different ways. You don't need you're not sitting here going this, and that's how the Cody Brown news shocked me, honestly, is just because Josh Heupel's had success with several different prototypes of running back. But he's not just using a bruiser. He's not just using a short guy that can get out into space and be quick. He's had success with several different types of running back. So I think they can kind of mold what they need to. So I think that, and then there's a lot of talent. I don't think it's just like, oh, you got an underrated guy in there, find a way to use him. I think there's really talented guys that may not have a style that maybe, Josh Heupel can find a way to use them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And Cody Brown's weird to me because he went to Miami and they basically run the same offense, that kind of fast, high-tempo offense that we're going to run.
Yeah. Drew Fox said Kyle Pitts 2.0. I don't know if he's referring to Beckwith or Austin Pope.
Austin Pope, for sure.
Which one do you think?
For sure.
Joe Fowler said it's kind of wild to have a 6'5" running back, but whatever works. Yeah, it is wild. Jalen Hurd was, 6'4"? Someone told him he was too tall to play running back in the league, and now he's not playing wide receiver in the league. So 6'1", half a dozen the other. I don't know why it matters. Probably should have kept playing running back.
Yeah. I mean, how big is Derrick Henry?
Oh, 100%. I laughed when people were like, it's too big. If you're a good running back, you're a good running back. Doesn't matter how big you are.
Score touchdowns.
Right. Anything else you kind of want to mention about the team with spring practice? These guys that are in building, because that's who Josh Heupel wants to talk about. Which I like. I like that. I like the style, the approach he's taken.
Yeah, so I mean that little bit of hope that you had with Henry To'oTo'o and Quavaris Crouch is just out the window, I guess. I mean, it was probably already gone to begin with, but there was that little bit of Tennessee hope that you always have at the start of spring practice. You're like, maybe they just show up. Didn't happen. So, yeah, it's probably kind of over with those two guys. And, it is what it is. I'm going to move on too.
Yeah.
Josh Heupel's moving on. We got to move on.
My number 11 jersey is now Jalen Hyatt. No, that's
yeah,
it.
I mean,
actually, it's Bobby Graham. I lied.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I would take them back in a heartbeat, but I'm not going to dwell on them leaving the program. It is what it is.
No, for sure. And that's, it's good that, it's got to be hard for the team in terms of like you lost a leader, like you lost your defensive anchor, your best player, your leader. And it's good that they can, you've heard the players say it. They're like, we're worried about the guys in here. And that's the approach you have to have. Like, obviously you want Henry To'oTo'o on the team, but once he's gone, you got to just that's it. He's gone. You can't win with him or lose with him now. You got to figure it out with the guys you got in building. So I'll say that's another thing too, is the players. And I think you had this with Jeremy Pruitt. I think you did for the most part. But the players saying what the coaches are saying at least shows a level of them buying in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of what I think too. Like we mentioned, they just seem like they're having a good time. So
yeah. I'd have a good time too if I had ice cream after practice.
Yeah, I have a great time going to the games and getting blown out by Alabama. But
oh god.
Now hopefully it just transfers. We have a good time before and after the game. That's what I want.
There you go. All right, let's get to the bad news real quick, and then we can get out of we're not out of football, but we can at least get out of the bad news of it real quick.
Who's your starting quarterback right now?
Starting quarterback, I think it's JG. I don't know how. Someone's got to beat him out. Someone's got to beat him out before I can say otherwise.
What about Dormady coming to our pro day?
Oh, did he? I didn't see that. Nice.
I thought he threw to.
I'm not saying he
Josh
didn't.
Palmer.
He may have. I have no idea. What about? Is that more surprising than Chad Kelly being at Ole Miss's pro day? Sorry, Swag
was.
Yeah, Swag Kelly, dude, he was slinging it too.
Was he like is he trying to make a comeback?
I would think if he's at a pro day, yeah, he is.
I didn't know if he was like trying to be an assistant coach and then just like throwing.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, you're thinking he's like Marshall Henderson trying to come back.
Yeah, he's trying to come back.
Role.
Or the Greg Oden.
Yeah, no. I think he's trying to make a run at it again. Good for him, hotty toddy.
Speaking of Greg Oden, have you seen like the video of him? Like that granny comes up to him and she's like, "Do you play basketball?" And he's like, "I used to." I was like, "Man, that's so sad."
I've not seen that. You'll have to show me.
And then the lady's like, "I can beat you," and he was just like, "Okay."
Probably.
I was like, "Man, I feel so bad for that man."
I've missed that. Okay, real quick, bad news, and then because Landon asked me who the starting quarterback was. Caden Salter was the unnamed juvenile in the arrest report. I don't even remember who all it was now off the top of my head. I know Martavius French was one of them.
Yeah, Aaron Willis and Isaac Washington.
Right? Okay. I honestly don't know what all it entailed. Originally, it sounded like just maybe marijuana, but then there might have been something to do with a robbery. Now, who was charged with what? Don't know. And Heupel did not elaborate on the situation other than mentioning that Caden Salter was suspended.
Yeah, I do like how Heupel just come out and said it and didn't
instead of trying to like cover it up.
Didn't say he fell on a helmet or didn't say
good point.
Or just said, he's taking a leave of absence or something stupid like that. I mean, it's going to come out anyway, so you might as well just be like Josh Heupel and just come out and say it. And I do it. Go back to kind of Josh Heupel a little bit. I do like how he's kind of embraced the media a little bit. Apparently, they're going to get a lot more access than they did under Jeremy Pruitt when they're actually outdoors. Obviously, indoors there's nobody allowed. I mean, I think it's gonna be a lot more where we're gonna kind of have a good feel for the team we have going into the season. Whether last season it was just who knows. I guess we'll find out.
Right. Okay. Anything else you want to mention about the suspensions or just
it's you just got to be smarter. I mean,
yeah.
Is it something that you kick him off the team, kick him out of school? Probably not. Right now, I don't really have all the details.
Right, that's the kind of part of it. Don't know what'll happen.
But if it's just weed, just be smarter, guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe don't trust your RA as much.
Your RA is not your friend.
Yeah. Now you know.
Michael Shaddens asked when are they going from full pads? Do you know when the first scrimmages go? That'll probably honestly be the first time they go.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I'm sure they'll do a couple more days, and they'll probably go shells and stuff like that, and then go into full pads. Or I don't know how Heupel practices either. He might not ever go full pads. He might not believe in tackling drills. I don't know.
I hope so.
Me too.
I don't want to go back to like the 2007 team that Tennessee couldn't tackle for whatever reason.
I'm out on that. Job last year either.
That too. But I remember, I think it was like 2007. It might have been like 2005. It was an odd numbered year. I remember that. Don't ask me how. I just remember them like literally not – like we might have not registered a tackle the entire season. It was awesome. Cody Branch asked, will there be fans at spring game? I believe so. I can't imagine there wouldn't be since there were at the fall games. I think they'll probably say it's a limited number, like 50%, something like that. That'll be more than enough to like for the fans that want to go to the game. That'll be more than enough.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm excited. I hope, I think it's April 24th. I hope it works out. I'd like to go to the spring game this year since I didn't get to go to a game. So no matter, I will be there for probably 20 minutes because those games are, dude, they need to go to playing like games. I don't know if it was just when I was younger. It was more fun because I was younger, but like orange, put them in orange and white, kick off and play. Like you don't have to do full special teams, but play a game. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Don't do the, what's it called? The point system where they
the
did
Butch Jones one.
Yeah. Good God. Like who wants to watch this? This is terrible.
Yeah. It's
the best part of the whole thing was like the quarterback competition.
Right. All right, let's talk about some of our. I know we've been on this subject in off season because it's off season, but we'll keep doing it. Ranking top returners, so the guys that were here last year that we're excited about. Are we
going to go quarterback? Or are you just skipping over that? You don't want to cover the quarterback?
Did you put that in there? Did I miss it?
No, I'm just asking you who your starter was.
I said JG. But if you're gonna make me give a real answer, I've got a. Someone mentioned, I don't know if I can find the comment here. Someone said, Hendon Hooker. I think that's a real possibility. Hendon Hooker being the starter. Just him having experience. He's a pretty talented guy. I think he'll be probably your day one starter. That doesn't mean he'll start the entire year. Anything like that. I can't imagine this Caden Salter situation is good for his relationship with the coaching staff.
Not off to a great start. And that probably puts him behind, whereas maybe he was in the race to be the day one starter. I don't know, but definitely put him a little bit behind. But yeah, I think Hooker would probably be mine as well. I think Bailey's a dark horse.
I think Bailey would be my second.
Yeah. But Hendon Hooker didn't transfer to sit. So now that kind of leads me to believe he's probably your starter. But hey, maybe it's Harrison Bailey. I don't know. The guy does know how to win.
He's won a lot of games. I think Bailey is I think he's my second option, but right now I think with everything I know right now, I think I got to go with Hooker.
Yeah.
So, we had someone mention, Joe Fowler mentioned Hooker season. Drew Fox maybe mentioned Hooker. So I think that's maybe the favorite too. Maybe the favorite. So what's up, Chris? Good to have you in. Hooker season. Yeah. Gotta be careful using that. Good to have you in, Chris. Yeah. How about them baseballs? It's been a good day.
Hired Josh Heupel, not Hugh Freeze.
Whoa. Cease and desist. Whew. All right. Let's get into some returners. Bayless Jones Jr. He's a returner.
He's a returner. Yeah. Yeah. He's the only one. So that's it. That's all we got. Great.
He's a returner.
End of segment.
He's a returner I'm excited for, by the way. I think for the fact that he's coming back, that excites me alone. I'm not saying he would have gotten drafted or even, made it on an NFL team, but I figured after not having a great season, the team and him, coaching change, all that, I thought he was as good as gone. But I think just to get that speed back, having a special teams guy that can, because special teams can change the game in the matter of seconds. I mean, any play can, but especially special teams, when you just need a fast guy. That's it. You just need a fast guy.
Yeah, and having a guy like Mike Eckler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that makes a huge difference too.
Oh, I mean, a guy that's dedicated to it that, wants to do it. Yeah, that helps. But yeah, I am excited for Velus Jones Jr. So I didn't have that one kind of ready, but I'll throw it out there since we're talking about returners.
So is that your top one?
No, not my top one, but he's my top returner that's returning.
Okay. Yeah. What's that in the Pink Panther? So you're Yuri the trainer who trains.
That's exactly it. Yes. Are you wearing high heels?
So my top returner, I'll go my top.
Okay.
Number one. I think it's Jalen Hyatt. I think he was your most explosive weapon last year. And, in this kind of offense, I think it's got to be Jalen Hyatt.
You've got two Jalen Hyatts in here, and I think if you're going to make me give my top returner that's not a returner, I think it's Jalen Hyatt too, just because of I mentioned speed, but he's also got a ton of talent. He's a good route runner. He can obviously catch the ball. I think he's going to be probably your number one targeted receiver this year.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that. We'll go with you next. Who's your number two? Everybody else, get in this too.
Yeah, we've got a couple.
Said Jalen Hyatt. Who's your top returner?
Number one.
Quick, get it in here, and then we're going to go two real quick.
Okay. My number two, this one's really tough because I don't know who's the most important, beyond I don't know. It's hard to rank. I don't think there's anybody that's been super impactful. Am I wrong about that before I give mine?
Not impactful may not be the productive,
right.
Maybe the best word, or really productive, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I think I've got to go with, and Drew Fox just said anyone on D. So I think that's the one I'm just going to throw out as my number two, and that's Roman Harrison.
Okay.
A guy that was kind of impactful last year when he had a chance, and I think you need him to be impactful this year. And so I'm going to go, I think, because talent-wise, I'm not saying he's the number two most talented guy on the team. But I think he's going to need to be one of your best players on defense on the team.
I'd agree with that. My next one is going to be Alontae Taylor. I think from a leadership standpoint, you've seen the flashes. I mean, he has all the athletic ability in the world. He just, the consistency is, what's kind of got him in the doghouse a little bit. So I want to see better consistency continuing with that leadership role. And, this is money year.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, this is your chance because, like I said, he has all the athletic ability in the world, and NFL, he would tear up the NFL Combine. There's no doubt in my mind. It's just the production on the field just has to be a lot better.
Right. Drew Fox mentioned another one, Cade Mays. I like that one because I think this offensive line is going to face a lot of challenges with new faces, not necessarily brand new, but guys that haven't played a ton. You had some exits this year due to transfers and graduating and whatnot. So some new faces. So I think Cade Mays is going to be important because he's not been in Tennessee more than a year, but he's got a lot of SEC experience. Also see a Tyler Barron one dropped in here from Joe Fowler. Okay. I think Tyler Barron's going to be a really, really important one on defense as well. Kind of add to that Roman Harrison, Alontae Taylor group. Him or Tyler Barron, I think showed more than Morvin Joseph last year, but I think those two guys are probably going to be some of your more important guys on the front.
Right. Yep. My next one is actually going to be Cade Mays.
Okay.
Sorry if we're kind of going in I just saw Cade Mays. So
yeah, no, I'm just trying to grab some comments here and discuss them. I haven't seen any bad ones. So I mean, I think so
JG is not in your top three, right?
JG, I think he's important, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think Cade Mays, just from a talent standpoint, would probably be up there. You lose a lot on that offensive line, so I think you need a veteran at that position. So I think that's where he comes into play, and also kind of mentoring his little brother too. Cooper will probably enter that starting role as your center, and him or Jerome Carvin, but I would think it would be Cooper Mays. Just same as Alante, just a leadership standpoint and a guy that's played a lot of SEC football.
Right. I probably could name off some more. The last one I'll kind of mention right off the is Trayvon Flowers.
Okay.
I thought he did a ton of good stuff in the secondary. I thought he was great in run support. Could have been better in pass defense, but I think he's going to help this team out a ton. Talk about losing Schamberger. I thought that was a guy who helped the team a ton up at the line of scrimmage. But yeah, I think Trayvon Flowers is going to be a key guy, especially being very, very thin in the secondary this year.
Yeah, and a guy that's had a ton of injuries in his career at Tennessee. So hopefully, just another season, another off season, getting to full health and things like that will really increase his production. JD Nobbin.
I wasn't going to read it out loud. I just thought everyone needed to see it. So
I like it. Yeah,
it was a great comment.
It's true. It's true.
I don't think it's so much him being on the field that's the most important. I think it's him being unavailable to be on the field that is the most important.
Right. So apparently the whole coaching staff watched every bit of tape from last year. Do you not think that offensive staff was like,
what the F?
Holy hell. Why are they throwing this guy out here?
They had to be terrified of what they were going to walk into the first day of practice.
Oh, yeah.
They had to be terrified.
They're like, dude, this quarterback room is going to be terrible.
Yeah. Had to be I don't know. I don't have a good
if I was Josh Heupel and that offensive staff, I would, use that as leverage to get a bigger contract. They're like, dude, look what we have to work with here.
I like that. Chris mentioned, I feel like Banks has to be up there. I think Banks is going to be really, really important. And unfortunately, it's not necessarily because of how talented he is. It's more so how thin the defense is going to be.
Yeah.
Linebackers are going to be.
Yeah, he can't play the way that he did last year. He's going to have to take a big jump to be able to be productive on the field. My next one is somebody that hasn't been mentioned yet, and that's Matthew Butler. I think you got to mention some guys along that defensive line, and he was probably your most productive defensive lineman last year, other than DeAndre Johnson and Kevon Bennett, but neither one of those guys are still here. And so, yeah, I think Matthew Butler, he is one of those, I think, Vol Academy guys. So, again, going back to the leadership standpoint, and just a guy that's played a lot of football, and I think a guy that could really benefit from having a defensive line coach like Rodney Garner.
Right. I also want to throw out just you mentioned defensive line guys. I like Darrell Middleton. I thought he showed again flashes. Going to need him really to put together full games, full season.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he did a lot of good things but the last 2 years. Honestly, I thought he's done some good stuff.
He's another guy like Alante Taylor that would probably tear up a combine. The dude's a freak athlete. But yeah, just got to have more consistency on the field.
Yep, 100%. You have any more returners? I'll try to catch any in the chat here in the next minute. So drop them in here if you've got them. Anybody you all want to talk about? But I think there's some thin talent on this Tennessee team that it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. What are they at? 67 scholarship players going into spring,
69.
something like that. 69, nice. 11 short of what they're allowed. So they'll definitely got to look to get that number up, but it's hard to do with the 25. You can only get 25 in each year, and then
I'm actually surprised it's that high.
I'm a little shocked too. Did they hand out a couple last week?
I don't know. I didn't get one. I was waiting on mine, but I didn't get it.
Yeah. I'll wait, Heupel. You can do like one of those pranks where you have the cops come in and act like I'm getting arrested and be like, "You've been awarded that's fine with me. I'm a prankster. I'm a jokester. You can Ashton Kutcher me. That's fine. But I'll take the scholarship too. I can't believe we're at 69 either, but it's also a very, very low number. So,
right. Yeah, definitely not where you want to be at, especially your first season taking over a program. But you got 25 this year. I guess you use them up. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Chris asked, what is the strength of this team if we have one? That's a good if, because I don't know if this team has a really, really solid strength. We mentioned, just a minute ago, the wide receiver group is probably going to be your best group, your most talented group. So just flat out strength. It's hard for your wide receivers to be your strength because if your quarterback's not good, how can your wide receivers be a strength?
Right. You saw that last year.
Correct. Or if your play calling isn't good, it's hard. So I don't know. That makes me say we don't have one, but I think, that's what do you got for that? You got a good answer? Anything?
I think speed would be
okay.
Probably offensive speed more so than just speed in general. But I think you have the right offense, or you have the right guys to run this offense.
Right.
On the outside with wide receivers, I think you got some really good running backs that could, really benefit from this offense. Getting spread out. A guy like Tyon Evans that is 225. If you have one linebacker in the box to beat, I like his chances. So,
right.
I think overall speed would probably be mine. Jalen Hyatt, world-class speed. Callaway Holiday. Jalen Wright is another, track guy. Kenny Solomon, I don't know where he ends up as DB or wide receiver, but he's kind of a dark horse for me to get more playing time because, he was looking to go to UCF before he chose Tennessee. So, I think the staff's probably familiar with him.
Right.
So I'm interested to see kind of if he gets more playing time based off that.
Okay. Interesting. I like the speed aspect. I do. I hope that. Hopefully, Hype is able to utilize that speed too, because it's obviously been there the past couple of years, especially last year. All right, last question about football, and then we'll jump to the exciting portion of the show where we're ready to really get going. Last question here. This is from Big Dog Brett. Was a reasonable record expectation for the Vols this year? Whew. What a tough one, because good freaking question. Man, I'm going to pull up the schedule right now. The orange and white game, I think Tennessee probably has in the bag. We'll see.
Yeah.
That'll be a good game.
Don't put it past us. We'll end up losing that one too.
No. The good news is you've always got 3 non-conference, lower tier teams. This year it's Bowling Green, Tennessee Tech, and now South Alabama. That's your 3 wins. Hopefully we don't have an Georgia State situation ever again. Hopefully, at least not with, a new coach like this at the moment. So that's 3 wins. I don't know what Pitt's bringing to the table this year. I don't. So I think that's, difficult to say, but you like to think you should win it. South Carolina's in a very, very similar situation as Tennessee. You do have Vanderbilt, who's in a worse situation than Tennessee. That's 5 wins right there that you should probably win. So, I think to say for Tennessee to go 6-6, I don't think is an absurd expectation. That's winning one game you shouldn't win, and then winning all the ones that you easily should. Chris just said Pitt should be a win. Pitt shouldn't be a loss. I know that.
Right. No, I agree. I think 6-6 is where you want to shoot for. That sets you up going to a bowl game, but you probably won't be going to a bowl game. But at least you're kind of heading in the right direction if you go.
Wait. You think if they go 6-6, they won't go to a bowl game?
Because it's like a postseason ban.
Oh, okay. I was very confused. Yes. Yeah. Tennessee should just self-impose that right now, by the way.
Right.
That's what they should do before our bass fishing team gets suspended.
I love that it happened to Auburn. I'm like, you got Bruce Pearl and you're worried about your freaking bass fishing team?
Well, you got to sacrifice somebody.
I guess so.
It's not even an NCAA sport, by the way. I just want to clarify that.
It's a club.
It's a club. All right, let's get into the meat of it. The reason we're here today. Landon, you got 2 things. You should have 2 things right now ready to go. The Vols sweep. Not I honestly after the walk off today, I expected to just say the Vols get the series win. I won't lie. It's not that I didn't have faith. It's just statistically speaking, Tennessee gets the sweep versus number 22. I believe is what they're ranked. It's so many different sources. Number 22 LSU, big time. First one since 2008. Second time ever. Correct? Is that what you said?
Second time ever. Yep. And I think the first win since 2000, first win against LSU since 2015.
You love to see it. Number 14 is what Vol. Where did I see 22? That wasn't LSU. Who was I looking at? Alabama? Not Alabama.
So maybe 22 is LSU, I think, on D1 baseball.
Maybe it was it then.
So I mean, they're different rankings. I think Baseball America has them at 14.
Okay.
So yeah, we beat a number 14 team. I'm gonna go higher.
I like that.
But I will say this: it's a long fan boat ride back to Baton Rouge, and especially they're 1-5 in the SEC right now. And guess who they welcome to town next week? The good old Vandy boys.
Yeah, LSU gets Vanderbilt. Yeah.
So they're about to get wrecked.
Hey, it's SEC baseball. I wouldn't bank on it yet.
Okay, well, I might give them you got a chance on Sunday, but against Leiter and Rocker, you got no chance. Sorry.
Fair.
I mean, unless you hit a bunch of home runs, which I just don't see that happening against those two guys.
Right.
Because those are legit, like, they're going probably first and second or second and third in the draft.
Right.
Not
round. Overall.
Overall, yes, overall. Yeah, a big win, big sweep win. I think it's just big for the program. I think Tony Vitello mentioned it during his press conference. He was like, I think this kind of woke up Knoxville being a sleeping giant in terms of being a baseball community. Mm-hmm. And I think so too. I mean, you saw the atmosphere. It was rowdy, even at limited capacity. You got the I think it's called the deck over there to the right. So you got the porch in
left field.
And then you got the deck to the right, and it was packed.
Right.
Like I think my dad told me in 2 hours of that going on sale, every game had been wiped out.
Of the deck?
Yeah, so I think you get 10 tickets, and it's a table, 2 rocking chairs, umbrella, and a grill.
Gotcha.
And I want to say there's probably close to 8 down that first baseline.
Yeah.
And it was freaking packed. I have a picture of it. I'll have to send it to you and show you just how packed it was. But I mean, just the atmosphere was great this weekend. Even when a weekend where the weather wasn't so great yesterday. Yeah. It was still pretty rowdy in Lindsey Nelson.
The weather pretty much the whole weekend wasn't very cooperative. So I mean, just first off, for the teams to get it in, it's pretty crazy. Thank God they did move to a turf field. Tennessee probably wouldn't be playing at all this week with how bad the weather's been. A lot of areas of Knoxville flooded. So if they had their normal grass and dirt field, Tennessee probably wouldn't be playing. Who they play this Tuesday? I had it.
Well, Western Carolina.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be playing that game either, let alone the 3 games this weekend.
Right.
So that's exciting in and of itself that they just got to play it. But let's talk a little bit about this series.
Yeah, so I think it's a series where Tennessee just wanted it more. Mm-hmm. I mean, they got out hit. I think LSU hit 5 home runs on the weekend. They got out hit 31-20. They had 17 hits in that Saturday game. Ended up winning that on a walk-off. But I think, we said it earlier, this baseball team is just taking the form of its coach.
Right.
And, being fiery, being aggressive, not being scared of anybody. I think Sean Hunley said in the press conference that, 3 years ago we were saying, wow, we get to play LSU. And now it's like, okay, we're playing LSU. They're not scared of anybody, no matter who it is. And none of those guys shy away from the moment, especially Drew Gilbert. Jesus Christ. That man loves pressure, absolutely loves pressure. And you saw that today in that game. I guess the finish up the Saturday game. It was kind of weird. in the top of the ninth.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we just like finish it out real quick and see what
Right.
happens?
I can't imagine I'm blanking on the LSU coach's name now, especially how much he just bitched this weekend. I can't imagine he was happy that game didn't get canceled or get called and instead, postponed.
Right.
I don't know how the rules work with that because I think technically that game could have been called. Usually that's how it works.
I think if it would have been a Sunday game, it would have been called. Like if there's not another game scheduled, like it couldn't be made up, then yeah, it would.
Gotcha.
It would have been called.
Yeah, I know, it has to reach a certain point, and I think had to be close. But yeah, that was. It made for exciting. And it kind of made me nervous for Tennessee to step into Saturday. You're down 1, and then freaking Evan Russell had hit 3 home runs. Like he's feeling it at that point. And if he comes up to bat in the 8th after hitting 3 home runs that night, you're not nervous at all. But now they've had to sleep. They've had to get up out of bed and then just pick up. I feel like pitchers have to have the defense has to have the upper hand there.
Yeah, and you mentioned Evan Russell. I think Friday I was looking at his stats and he was batting 160 for the year. And this is a guy 2 years ago. I think it was his sophomore year. He was starting off the season. He was one of the best hitters Tennessee had, and that was a lineup with Al Solari and Andre Lipsius.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked like the next star of the program. And he kind of woke up, hit 3 bombs and 3 at bats, last night, and then had a decent series underneath him. So I thought Tennessee's winning games, but I don't think they're even reached their true potential.
Right.
I mentioned Evan Russell. They have Max Ferguson, who's batting 8th. That was a preseason All-American. That just hasn't had the season he would have loved to have. He kind of had a good series against Georgia, struggled in this series, but they have a lot of guys that just haven't really reached their full potential. And you are getting good at bats from Drew Gilbert, Jake Rucker, Pete Durkee, Liam Spence. That kind of top half of the lineup has really showed out and really carried this team.
Mm-hmm.
But if some of these guys get going, who knows how far Tennessee can go.
Oh, for sure. And one thing too, I think that was big for Tennessee, to win this series is one thing we've talked about, just trouble getting runs in. And they still had some moments where they left some guys on base that you don't want to see.
Right.
But especially late in that second game on Sunday morning, Drew Gilbert able to drive runs in, and he just had before his home run, he had that clutch double to right field. I don't know what he had for breakfast this morning, but I feel like that needs to be tradition from here on out because the man came out on fire.
Yeah, he absolutely loves those type of moments. 2 strikes, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, you're down 1, and the guy's like just big kahunas, just like
yeah.
Just rips the ball and ties the game, and then his next at bat in the 11th is he's coming out guns blazing again, and that was a freaking rope.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, it barely got out, but it barely got out because it was a freaking line drive that he just crushed.
Dude, I know like physics tell you it had to get over the yellow line because it went straight up. But man, I just I probably have watched that home run 50 times today, and I'm just like, I don't know what it hit. I don't know how it came back in the park. I'm very confused. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, apparently it hit like a metal beam that like holds up the wall, and
so you can see it in like still shots. But I'm like, you never see it hit it. You don't.
Oh, it's like 1 in a million chance that ever happens again.
It was nuts. And then, Drew, Paul Molinari, it was fun seeing him pissed off. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, he was pissed off all weekend.
All weekend, man. Did his wife leave him on Friday?
I think the first inning he argued something, like a strike or something. Like from the very get-go, that man was so upset.
I texted it to you today, though. Can we talk about the inconsistency on the outside of the zone? Like, good God. Like one pitch, it was strike. The next pitch, it was ball in the same spot.
Oh, Blade Tidwell had one today And like everybody in the stadium was like,
Yeah.
Like ring him up, and they're like, ball.
Well, like a couple pitches before that's when I had sent that message. Like, there's just no like the strike zone isn't consistent, which is what you ask for. You're like, I mean, if it's a ball yesterday and a strike today, it just needs to be a strike all day today. That's it, or it needs to be a ball all day today.
Right.
It was every freaking at bat was different.
Yeah, just not a lot of consistency, but yeah, Paul wasn't having a great.
No, he was, and his challenges suck.
Oh yeah, we had like today alone, we had like what 10 reviews almost.
Oh god, dude. I was like, I mean, come on. At this point, you got to tell them no more. Like you can't review everything.
Yeah, you're out of challenges.
Put the challenge flag away there, Belichick. Good God. Joe mentioned that I want to give another shout out to the legends of Lindsey Nelson. There were a lot there this weekend, right? They got the whole crowd.
Yeah, I think Usher kind of got onto him a little bit. I'm like, dude, it's freaking baseball.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think they did. But dude, if I'm an usher, I know you don't get paid a lot of money to be dealing with that. I'll tell you that.
Play.
Yeah, you're not getting paid enough money to deal with that. Just let them have their fun. I mean, they gave Trey,
dude, that kid
Trey
can, Morgan. That kid can play though.
They were giving him hell on Friday night. He went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. But Saturday, man, he just came out guns a-blazing. Yeah, he's good. He looks like a middle infielder that plays first base.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, the kid can play. Drew asked if the basketball refs or umps or which is worse right now. Dude, I'm just so – no one knows what a block or a charge is, and it drives me nuts. And then the hand check – I cannot stand the hand check rule. Do you remember a couple years ago when it was way worse, when it was like a point of emphasis? Like any time they touched him, beep.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Grant Williams had the hardest time with that rule.
Right. Hey, I texted this too. I don't know if anyone responded. If there's contact inside the semicircle, underneath the rim, is it automatically a block? Or can you no call it? I know it can't be a charge.
I've always seen it as a block.
But like I'm saying, I'm saying, does it have to be called? That's my question.
I don't think so. I don't think anything has to be called.
Well,
I think every time it's called.
No. Oh, okay. I understand that it cannot be a charge. That's fine. I get that. Right. But I've seen like 3 or 4 times where like, it's just been like a normal contact play that hasn't affected the offensive player. And it's getting called a block. And it shouldn't be. Like it should just be no foul. We're moving on.
Does the guy go flying? Like, does he fall down?
I mean, yeah, because there's like enough contact there, but the offensive player isn't knocked off his shot. He's not impeding on his space. It's would have been probably a charge anywhere else on the court, but because it's in the semicircle, it's got to be a block, and they blow their whistle. And I'm thinking, swallow the whistle. That's not a foul.
Right.
I don't know. I haven't found a good answer. I tried to Google it, but I couldn't get anything.
But yeah, I would go with basketball refs until I see Teddy Valentine on a baseball diamond. I'm going to go with basketball refs are a lot worse.
What would Teddy Valentine's strike call look like if he was an ump?
Oh, dude. Like, it would hit a batter, and he'd be like, strike. You should have swung at it.
I think he would just be nuts. Like that one guy that was I think he was adult league. Have you seen that video?
I don't think so.
He's like doing splits, calling strikes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He would love to ring people up.
Yeah.
There would never be a walk with Teddy Valentine behind the plate. Never. He's ringing you up.
Speaking of walks, I can't remember. I think it was the first game today when LSU brought in their closer, and he had a 4-pitch walk. The crowd got wild. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yep.
It was
4 straight pitches.
And it was one of those, like with each one just growing. It was awesome.
Yep.
It was good.
Yeah, you got some huge performances from guys this weekend. I'm going to give a shout out to Chad Dallas. I mean, he absolutely shoved it on Friday night. He pitched 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 11 strikeouts, and I think that 1 run was a solo shot. So just pitched his guts out, and really jump started this whole weekend with his performance on Friday night. Because their starter, he's going to be a major league guy. Their Friday night starter. I think Marceau is how you say it. He's got that AUX AUX
Classic LSU
last
guy.
name. Yeah. He was destined to go to LSU. Getting a win over him was huge. Gilbert, had 2 RBIs in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Sean Hunley played in all of them, didn't he?
Yeah. He's like, man, I'm wore out. Yeah, he got
a save in Friday and Sunday, right?
So Saturday he got the win.
Yeah,
because he was pitching. Right. And then he got the win on today too.
Oh yeah, he did get the win today. That's right. I forgot Tennessee came from behind there.
So Sean Hunley's coming in cashing checks,
getting the stats. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Evan Russell, first Tennessee player to homer 3 times since Cody Hahn did it. Cherokee for life.
Soto, baby.
So and then Drew Gilbert was obviously the hero for what he did. Everybody saw it. Everybody knows the dude is just different.
Who's that?
Drew Gilbert.
Oh yeah. Does he? Who gets the daddy hat for the next series? Is it Evan Russell or Drew Gilbert?
Man, that's tough. I mean, Drew Gilbert has to get it. He won the game.
Fair.
But you're not in that position if Evan Russell doesn't do it. He does too. But hopefully it's just a jump start to Evan Russell and really gets him going, because if they can get some production from the bottom of the lineup, I think this team is pretty scary, because Liam Spence and that top of the lineup does a great job of getting on base. We have so many runners left on base is because we're just struggling at the bottom of the lineup at times. So hopefully that gets them going a little bit. And I mentioned we're just gutsy. We make pitchers work for everything.
Yeah. Was it Pavoloni that had a really, really good at bat that ended with him, that got him on first? That's what jump started the Drew Gilbert double, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
To win it?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
no, Pete Durkee was the one.
Durkee, okay.
Got on, yeah.
Gotcha. He had a freaking heck of an at bat to just get a single.
Yeah.
And really fought to get there. And I mean, without that, you don't have the winning run.
Yeah, I mean, we make pitchers work. We're going to try to get to their bullpen as soon as possible. Make them throw a lot of pitches. We might give up some strikeouts here and there. That's kind of been an issue with leaving runners on base. It's usually because strikeouts, but we're making pitchers work for it, and we're drawing a lot of walks, getting guys on base. And Tennessee just playing that small ball. They don't have where everybody in their lineup can hit a home run at any moment. Maybe they can, but that's not really Tennessee's cup of tea. It's LSU, and you saw that this weekend. But yeah, huge win. Got the sweep. Got the brooms out. It's messy. And we head to Tuscaloosa, which, we need to take a broom there because it stinks and it's gross.
Necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. Take those brooms to Tuscaloosa, clean that up a little bit.
Exactly. Let's all right. First off, great win for Vol baseball. They take on Western Carolina first Tuesday and then head to Tuscaloosa. Hopefully, so this is the first time since I need to pull it up now. I forgot it. I mean, first time in a long time. I won't give you the exact date that Tennessee started off the SEC schedule with 2 series wins. So how long has it been since they've gotten 3 series wins to start off SEC?
Shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're gonna have to really go into the record books for that one, huh?
Yeah, you're gonna have to go into the archives and really search for that one, because I don't have the answer to that. But man, 5-1 the SEC. That's against 2 good programs too. It's not like you beat Kentucky and Missouri for it.
2 ranked opponents.
Yeah. So it's good. Anytime you win in the SEC, it's good. So to start off this hot is great. And man, I hope I'm not jinxing it. I'm going to knock on wood. But, man, if Tennessee can host a regional in Lindsey Nelson,
Oh, that'd be fun.
Full capacity. Oh, my God.
I don't know if you get to full capacity. That's the only thing that's going to suck. I don't know if it's full
capacity. They sold some tickets this weekend. They're sold out very fast. But, hopefully they're opening it up a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe not get the full capacity, but,
right.
It'd be nice to kind of get back to normal, I guess, which it's not normal because Tennessee really hasn't, like Tony Vitello said, it's like waking up a sleeping giant. Tennessee fans really haven't been that interested in Tennessee baseball because the program hasn't been that competitive. But the fact that we're getting to this point, I think people are really starting to buy in.
Yeah, no, I think it's Knoxville's definitely picking up on it. Maybe a lack of,
because when we started doing this, we're like the only, us and like Rocky Top Insider were the only ones that covered Tennessee baseball.
Oh yeah, now everyone covers it.
Right.
Yep. It was a fun day on Twitter, that's for sure.
For sure.
So, according to Ben McKee, this is the first back-to-back series win to begin SEC play since 2001.
Wow.
So got to be a long time for 3. Maybe it was 2001. We can go back and look at that season maybe. And see.
So you didn't even do that when you went to the College World Series.
Yeah, exactly.
In 2005.
Yep. Whew, let's see. That'd be fun. Let's do it, especially against Alabama. Be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can pull up that 2001 schedule, and let's talk a little bit March Madness. And that was Delmonico. Drew Fox mentioned or asked Delmonico era. Yeah, that was Delmonico.
Yep.
So, okay. March Madness. What's the? I had to turn off the game.
It's 58-58 right now.
Oh wow! So Alabama.
Yeah, they're doing what they do in the second half.
Just shooting lights out.
Yeah.
Of course.
But not really, though. I mean, they're getting whooped inside. Now it's 60-58
Really?
UCLA. UCLA was hitting like every shot in the first half. I feel like there's always that one team that plays in like the first 4 that makes a huge run in the tournament. Tennessee did it.
Yeah.
I forget what year that was, but
2007, 6? Oh, were they for who am I thinking of?
I was thinking
they were I have to think about that.
It was Conzo, right?
Were they the first? Were they the last? I guess they were the last one. That was 13 or 14. 13,
okay.
14. If they were that playing game. So, all right, let's see. So they opened the season. Yeah, so they beat Kentucky that year to win their 3rd SEC series in a row. So it'd be the first time since 2001 if they did it.
Gotcha.
Now, if we want to start talking about 4 series wins in a row,
just keep them coming, baby. Keep them coming. We'll keep these brooms out.
Gladly. Oh, I wonder when it's been the series sweep. You want me to look that up? So I can find that real quick.
Like 2 in a row?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, no, getting 2 in a row, you have to do that. Okay. March Madness, though, we were just talking about it. Sorry, I got distracted finding that news out. So are you more shocked that Oregon State won or that Loyola Chicago lost?
I just find it hilarious. I actually picked Oregon State to cover. I didn't know if they'd actually win, but what about Tennessee just draw on that card first round and they're like the hottest team in the tournament?
Yeah, that's some Tennessee luck, right? Like that to get like the. I mean, I know. And what's funny is I heard someone talking about how, Oral Roberts was the Cinderella, which obviously, I mean, they're the lower seed. They beat a number 2 seed, but I mean, like, how has Oregon State not been talked about like the Cinderella? It's a team that the day of the seeding, they were not supposed to be in the tournament. And now they're playing in the Elite 8.
Yeah, they had to win their conference championship to be in the tournament.
I just don't get how that's not being talked about as more of it. Is it just because they're a Power 5 team that they don't get that Cinderella tag?
I guess, and maybe it's because that the Pac-12 is just dominating the tournament.
Yeah, that probably helps too. But I mean, it's just like like you said, they had to win their conference tournament. They were on win or go home since Wednesday of the week before the NCAA tournament seeding happened.
I agree. Yeah, it's
So
insane. I can't believe they're not being talked about more.
Yeah, it is, and I think they've kind of had they've definitely been favored as far as like where they got put, like playing Tennessee, a team that everyone was like, who knows what Tennessee team's going to show up. Oklahoma State, where it's like if Cade Cunningham doesn't have an all-world game, they probably don't win. And then you get Loyola Chicago, who's a good team, but I mean, they could have lost to anyone they had already played at that point very easily.
Right.
So not that it was an easy route by any means, but it's probably one of the easier routes that they've been blessed with. Now they get to play a Houston team, that is on fire apparently.
I can't believe Oral Roberts choked away that win against Arkansas yesterday.
Dude, that's nuts. And I was like, I'm an idiot for saying Arkansas has such a good chance to make a run. But dude, the run they had down the stretch against Oral Roberts, that's the team that can go to the Final Four.
Right. Yep. But man, they were up by 15 at one point, I think, and just choked. Even the last I don't think they lost the lead until 3 minutes to go.
It was late. And then it was back and forth there at the end.
Yeah.
They had a chance to win it at the end.
Yeah. Good Lord. I mean, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
We just got our brains beat in from the get-go. I mean, they were on their way to the Elite Eight and just choked it away.
Yeah, I was I wanted to be right, so I was kind of rooting for Arkansas, but I also was rooting for I wanted to see all the articles about how Oral Roberts shouldn't be. Everyone's mad because of their, them having just terrible opinions as a school organization. I was like, this has nothing to do with basketball. Why the F are we writing about it? And I wanted another week of that. I thought it would have been great. So I was kind of rooting for Oral Roberts for that reason.
Yep. And then Syracuse, their run comes to a complete halt.
Buddy buckets my ass.
What was it? He's 3 for 13, 1 for 9 from 3. Oh my God, that's hard.
It's like they got hit by a car and they didn't even know it.
They're 5 for 23 from 3, and it's not like Houston had a great game. They shot 38% from the field.
No, golly. And then dude, Baylor just being Baylor. They didn't play necessarily fantastic, but they got to the point where they just went ahead and then suffocated them. So Gonzaga doing Gonzaga things.
Yeah, they're so good.
They are.
But dude, that game looked like it was going to hit 200 points at the 10-minute mark in the first half, and then it just quit.
Well, I know the first 5 minutes of the game, I was like, man, Creighton might be in this. They haven't missed a shot yet. And the freaking screen was blocked by the weather. There were weather warnings or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't even see the score. And then I checked, I don't know, 10 possessions in, I checked the score, and Gonzaga's up by 7, 9. I was like, geez. And Creighton hadn't missed a shot yet. I was like, that's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The Gonzaga, I mean, it's going to be tough to beat Gonzaga. It's Gonzaga, Michigan? Or no, Gonzaga is the winner of Oregon USC.
Yep. Michigan played well. They whooped Florida State.
Yeah, they did. Why the hell is there a 9:45 game on Sunday?
Yeah, it's so dumb.
You just you move the games up 2 hours. The first game was at noon today, right? No, 2 today. 2 today. You moved the first game up to noon, and now you're playing the Oregon USC game at 7:45 and not 9:45.
It's so dumb. You're not even playing in in the West Coast. You're playing in Indianapolis.
I will not be watching that game. I'm going to bed. I'm sorry. As much as I want to. Sorry, I just turned on the end of this game because it's getting good. As much as I want to, it's 9:45. I'm going to lay in bed. I mean, I'll turn it on, I guess, but I'm not gonna stay up to watch it.
Right.
It's not happening.
Yeah. And it's not a game that you're just like, oh man, I can't wait to see that game.
Right. Okay. Anything else for March Madness?
That's all I got.
All right, cool. Hey, any more questions, guys? Drop them in here now. Well, I think we've gotten to most of them. I've gotten to all of them that I've seen. Did we get any tweeted at us? Anything you want to mention in these questions?
I'm good.
All right. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Thank you guys for chatting along with us. We appreciate it. Let's get into most important of the week.
Most important. I'm gonna let you have one of mine.
Is it Thicker the Kicker?
It is.
Dude, I love it. Arizona Christian Athletics. And they liked my tweet. I just want to go on record as this is not like I'm not making fun of them. I'm a kicker myself. I'm a for the brand guy. I love this. I also love that he is a soccer style kicker. Typically, when you get a guy that big, what's he going to do, Landon?
I don't know.
He's towing it.
Yeah, he's got to.
But no, this man is a soccer style kicker. Thicker the Kicker is way better than Dicker the Kicker. I will go on record as saying that. I'm all in Arizona Christian University, or yeah, whatever you guys are. I don't even know the guy's name. I don't want to know it. He's Thicker the Kicker for me. And apparently he has a brother who is also same size, same height, same size on the roster, who's also a kicker and punter. It's in the blood. It's in the genes.
So I looked him up.
Okay. Oh, so you have a name and everything.
Yeah, his name is Nestor Higuera.
Oh, that's a kick-ass name.
He's 5'5", 285.
I love that. That makes me so happy.
I'm just like, that guy got recruited to go there.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. They're like, hey,
my man's kicking game winners.
This is the kicker we want.
My man's kicking game winners, so.
Nailed it. That's a hit.
I love it, baby.
If a recruit wins you a game, it hit.
Love it.
5'5", 285. I love that. Like, his position as a kicker is not like he plays defensive line also.
Right. And they're like, oh, we need a guy to kick. Nope.
Yeah.
All right. You got a most important?
So is he like Jerry? Is he the new Jerry Julius?
Jerry Julius. Who?
Penn State kicker?
Oh, I didn't know his name. This guy's way better than Jerry Julius.
I thought that was his name. I think it's Julius. I don't know if it's Jerry, actually.
I don't know. You got me. Stumped me.
But he was like the guy that he made a couple hard hits and then everybody started picking him out to just knock the crap out of.
See, he got big to hit people. I have a feeling my man Nestor, he's just a big dude. He's there to kick. He's not there to hit. He's just there to kick.
It's on the leg, man. Exactly. I actually don't. I'm gonna go Vol baseball. 2 walk-offs in a day. I don't know if that's ever been done before. I'm sure it has, but I don't know when.
We'll say it hasn't.
Yeah, we'll say it hasn't. So I'm gonna go with 2 walk-offs in a day. And it just makes me want to get up and just walk out.
That's fine. You can do it. I'll wrap it. I've only got one more most important, and that's North Dakota and Minnesota Duluth. They played in the longest NCAA tournament hockey game ever. It was a 3-2 win in 5th overtime.
Oh. 5.
And I don't know how college hockey works, but hockey normally, when you play an overtime, you play another 20-minute period. So I assume college hockey to be the same. So they played 5 additional, so 8 total. Well, the 5th one would have been a full 20-minute period, depending on when the goal came, because it's sudden death. But 4 extra 20-minute penalties, and then periods, and then another period wherever that goal came to send Minnesota Duluth to the NCAA Final Four. And golly, I'm going to get this wrong. Do you know what the name of the Final Four is for hockey?
No.
Dude, it's awesome. It's way better than anything that – it's way better than a battle in the bubble or whatever. It's the what do they call it? The Frozen Four.
Frozen Four. Okay.
It's the Frozen Four. I think it's one of the better NCAA names.
They've got. Make me want to watch the new Mighty Ducks movie on.
No, dude, no. The Mighty Ducks are the bad guys.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Did you watch it?
No, I just heard it. I heard about it. Is it out?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, I might be watching that tonight instead of the Oregon USC game.
9:45.
Yeah, but the Mighty Ducks
Bay is way more important than Pac-12 after dark.
Right, but dude, the freaking how are the Mighty Ducks the back? They made the Mighty Ducks The same guys that Adam Banks came from, that team. That's who they made the Mighty Ducks in this one.
I miss the quack. Quack.
They already effed up. They already effed it up when they made that stupid one where they go to a private school. They're going to mess it up even more? Oh, is it a TV show, Drew? Drew said he watched episode 1. Is it a TV show?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was a movie.
I thought it was a movie, too. They use a Jude and the Lion song.
Dude.
One of my favorite Jude and the Lion songs. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to be real upset if the Mighty Ducks are the bad guys.
They are. Like, I know that for a fact. They are the bad guys.
Stupid.
It is incredibly stupid.
That's a fail. That's a fail.
Gordon Bombay makes another comeback. He's like, he hates hockey or something. I can't remember. I watched the preview, and it pissed me off.
What's going on, man?
I don't know. I just got really heated about it. So I need to calm down.
This freaking pandemic, man, it's just made people crazy. Gordon Bombay hates hockey.
It's a series. It's a series, is what Drew said.
Okay, cool.
So,
I'll have to check that out.
That's my fail of the week.
My fail is the new Nike Satan shoes. Have you seen these?
Yeah, I don't think they're Nike, to be fair. I think we need to clear that up.
It's Nike in the picture.
Right. I think, like, Lil Nas, is that how you say his name?
Lil Nas.
He, like, bought a bunch of Nike shoes, and then they designed a shoe from them. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Nike didn't come up with this. Is not Nike.
The article I read, Nike was like, "That's not us."
Okay. Cool. Okay. So sorry, Nike. I apologize.
But still,
yeah. The sole contains 60 cc ink and 1 drop of human blood.
I want to know where the human blood come from.
Yeah. Who wants a shoe with somebody else's blood in it? No.
That's legitimately one of the stranger things I've ever heard. Like, honestly,
like, if you just like release the shoe, I mean, obviously, I don't want like the crucifix, and I think Luke 10:18 is on there, and I think it's like I saw Satan. That's one of the quotes in it.
It's a weird concept. When I first heard Nike, I was like, there's no way Nike released it. And I went and read an article. Yeah, sure enough. I was like, there's like that's just too stupid.
Yeah.
Absurd.
And there's 666 individually numbered pairs.
Yeah, what in the world, man? It's the weirdest thing. He's a weird dude.
Can't we just have normal shoes?
He's a weird dude. Very weird guy. I thought I had a fail. Do I not? Oh, I don't think we talked about this. The Ever Given, the Suez Canal. Just get it unstuck. Like, what's going on? And then they use one backhoe. Yeah. Oh, and then also, did you see them trying to dig it out with like one backhoe? They're like, yeah, we'll try. Like, we'll try, I guess, maybe. Yeah, that one. Just like, that is like that's like. I'm trying to think of a really.
They just made that to be a meme,
right? That's like when my girlfriend's like, "Hey, go clean the bathroom," and I just like pick up things off the floor. That's what that is.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all they're doing. And I don't even take a trash bag in there with me. I just go in there and like pick up things like one at a time, carry them out. Like, it's gonna take me a minute, and I'm not even gonna do a good job doing it.
Right. So Raven just got a question. She just messaged me or she tagged me on Twitter. Can I just call in next? Yeah, sure.
I wanted to bring that up. We need to make that happen, Drew. Yeah, we're gonna do a series called Drew Answers Our Questions. He's answered a lot of questions today.
So I think one of Raven's friends said, "Why the hell is Landing holding a broom on live on Facebook?"
You did hold that you held it for as long as Tennessee swept LSU.
Yeah.
That's how long you held it.
Yeah, 3 days.
3 days and 3 nights. Hey, by the way, Landon's wearing the new baseball shirt.
Yeah, go check that out.
It looks fantastic.
I think we're actually about to maybe get another order in.
We're going to drop another one?
I think so. I think it's the right time. 5-1 in the SEC. We've been pretty hot since the release of these shirts. I don't know if you know that or not.
I got another idea too that, it might be like a hot take of a shirt. I'll tell it when you get off here. I don't want anybody to steal my idea. I think it's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's do it.
I got a good idea for one. Well, I'm going to work on it this week.
Well, we've had a lot of people ask about these that didn't get to order one the first time, so I think we need to do another one.
Yeah,
we definitely
do. We need to
do.
They're
out and about and Lindsey Nelson on game days.
We definitely need to do one of those. I think we need to do one of those, and we need to get some to the legends of Lindsey Nelson.
Yeah.
So
I saw them on Friday, and I thought, I might just go over there and just chat it up.
What's up?
Boys.
Hey, Legends of Lindsey Nelson. One of you all that see this, I think there's 10 founding members. I think is what I read.
Okay.
One of the 10 of the 10. Hit us up, and we'll see what we can do about getting you guys some baseball shirts. Your all shirts are sweet. I got one. I'm waiting on it. We need to get you some rifle.
I want
shirts.
more of that new logo on there.
Yeah, that new logo looks sweet.
Yeah. I want some of that. If you get those on a shirt, your boy's buying one.
Call me.
Or 4.
4. Whoa. One for every day of the week.
Yep. One for every game of the week.
Every game of the week. There you go. Guys, it's been a fun one. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I did have a fail. Did you have a fail?
Yeah, Lil Nas.
Lil Nas, yeah, the shoe. That's right. Good job. I forgot. Sorry. Got carried away. We're about to watch UCLA upset Alabama, unless Nate Oates pulls something crazy here. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. It's been a fun episode. Can't wait to do it again on Wednesday. Can't wait to do it after a series sweep on. We got to talk about it next week's Easter. One day though, we'll talk about a series sweep. So,
guys, that's all we got. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm.
Dang, dude. I kind of ate dinner.
Kind of, sort of.
I ate at like 4:00. So I didn't eat lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, really appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all see the shirts, be sure to get one. Caleb's got a new idea. We'll get that out if we need to. That's all we got. Y'all have a great week. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.